James Luccia is our moderator tonight, so we're going to have a moderator and a great panel. I was in the green room tonight watching them get warmed up and go through some banter and spellbound for a few moments there, so I think you're going to enjoy it. So James is about 2 pages of things he's done. He's quite an interesting guy, all the way from the philosophical planning down to the very technical. I'll tell you a little about him. He's a senior manager over at Ernst & Young in their advisory services group. He wrote a book, which I tell you is why he kind of goes from soup to nuts. He wrote a book in global IT compliance and control, so that's kind of the heady stuff, right? And then over at EY, he chairs a group on infra security for design and build out, so still pretty heady stuff. But then, he holds a patent on double-blind encryption, so kind of, again, soup to nuts, so he can cover the gambit for you tonight. So with that, James, would you come on up and introduce your panel?
Appreciate everybody joining us tonight at the panel. So we have Bill Kramer, from AT&T. Bill, come up, and we have microphones for everybody. So Bill Kramer, we have Vijay, Dheap, Schroeder, and Patrick Traynor will be joining us. And first, we just want to take a moment. Thank you for coming. We had an interesting dialogue coming in. You put anybody with an opinion in a room, everybody becomes very passionate, and we're going to bring that passion into the rest of the meeting. The way we have this structured is we're going to first just give everybody a few moments to introduce themselves, their background and specialties, and then we've got a number of questions and topics we want to kind of go through with the group, together as a group, and then the floor will be open to questions. So we ask you, if you have any good questions, write them down. I actually have a laptop up here sitting on top of another laptop. Because I'll have the Twitch stream up. So if you use the hashtag up there, we'll see it up here, and then I will seamlessly include it into the conversation, most elegantly. If I don't, you should keep tweeting it until I do. So with that, so let's just start from the right and work our way over. Gentlemen, introduce yourselves, do your backgrounds, and the topic at hand, please.
So I'm Bill Kramer. I'm with AT&T, and I'm Vice President over our Mobility Managed Services group. New group we formed about a couple of years ago. We've got about 29 years in the data and communications industry, and my team is focused on being what I refer to as a mobility systems integrator. And so what you'll see as network technologies have exploded and devices have become more capable, enterprises are using them more and more in their work streams, and they're doing more applications. But they're struggling with how to manage all that infrastructure because it's pushed out to tens of thousands of devices, and they're mobile, and they get lost. And so there's this whole set of technologies, MDM, mobile security, container, etc., that they're trying to figure out how to do that. And we've built a set of professional managed services to help them sort through those issues, help them get it set up, and help them manage it.
Good evening. My name is Vijay. Dheap. I'm the product manager for mobile security solutions at IBM. So I have a background in emerging technology. So before I joined the security division, which was newly formed in January of this year, I was working on Web 2.0. I was working on big data, some of the Watson work. And when I was actually brought into the security division to look at security as an individual who has previously not considered security as a primary constraint, right? And it was interesting as I started learning and getting involved I was like, wow, we really have to take security as a primary consideration when we get started when we're exploring the art of the possible. So mobile is about exploring the art of the possible, right? If we look at the mobile trajectory of adoption, it has started from the consumer space. In the past, organizations took a very diligent approach to technology adoption, whether it was hardware or software. IT looked at it, and then once we embraced it in the corporations, that technology got diffused into the consumer space. Now, with mobile, the thing that's unique is that we've turned that around 180 degrees, where we saw it outside our workspace, we liked engaging with it. We played games on it. We collaborated, and then we brought it into the organization. And initially, the demand came from employees, as well as some of the executives that said, "I'm playing golf, and my colleague has a better one, so I need it." But then now, what we're seeing is that it's becoming a two-way street, where organizations are actively embracing mobile for the potential business value, the responsiveness that it gives, productivity. So how do we deliver confidence within the operational objectives that employees want to perform their work tasks? So that's some of the principles that we're trying to incorporate in our approach to mobile security.
So hello, I'm Schroeder, CEO, co-founder, chief bottle washer of Apple 47. So we are one of the technologies Bill spoke of in the area of mobile application management. Another fun acronym, MAM, because we all needed one more acronym to write about and to blog about and to tweet about. But real quick, what we do, which will give context to my perspective and what I bring to this discussion, is the easiest way to think about what App 47 does is we do systems management for mobile apps. So how do you deploy it? How do you secure it? How do you measure its performance? How do you detect its fault? And interestingly enough, I think this will come up in the conversation, we've seen all of this before. We've done mainframes, we've done web server technology, we've done client server technology. So this pattern has been done before. So the question, that we should ask ourselves is, what did we do well there? What can we learn from it? What did we do poorly? And how can we improve upon that? And I think we're seeing, as Bill mentioned in the green room, we're seeing vendors, hopefully we're one of them, coming to market with smarter, better technology than what we had back in the client server day. So that's definitely our perspective. The other perspective to sort of think about from a mobile application dynamic is the way often we get into this mobile security conversation. It's like, how do I be secure? And I was at another panel last night. It seems to be the week of panels for me. And I think somebody made a really good point of security is not binary. You're not secure. If somebody asks you if you're secure, the answer's got to be, well, it depends for what. So you got to really look at security from a layering perspective. And that's what we see going on in the marketplace. The network has been secure through various protocols, or as secure as you can get it with things like PKI infrastructures and things like that. The device is becoming secure with vendors like mobile device managers. And now the next layer is application, and the layer after that is data. And so we're yet to get all the way through those layers, but this is kind of how we need to think about this, all in the context of what it is that you're trying to secure and what's the sensitivity of that data. So I look forward to the conversations this evening.
My name is Patrick Traynor, and I'm an assistant professor at Georgia Tech. That's my first hat. And the second half of the evening is I'm also a co-founder of Pindrop Security. So on the academic side, I help run all mobile and cellular network research at Georgia Tech. And I'm best known in academic circles for work that includes how to knock out a major cellular network with a cable modem in your mom's basement. On the Pindrop side, and one of the reasons I've come here tonight is to talk to you about the sad state of authentication as it pertains to phones, and in particular mobile. I don't mean Kerberos or SSL, or we've got certs for that. I'm talking about a much more basic problem, and that is quite simply, when the phone rings and somebody's number pops up, how on earth do you know who it is that you're talking to? So, my conversation tonight will mostly be pushing you towards how is it that you actually deal with authority and authentication, and what are some of the big challenges in that space. And if we get a couple moments, maybe I'll throw in a wild card like mobile money, or we'll see how much time we have.